It's time for Monday Night Football. Almost. It's time for our little pregame show here. If you have any questions, like I already saw, Jamar Chase or Calvin Ridley, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. Monday night. Adam Azer here with Tara Roberts and Scott Fish, who has brought some goodies with him, or a goodie with him that he's going to give away to some generous people. Or a generous person tonight. I'm really screwing this up.
That's my fault, I think. I'll take the blame.
It's fine. It's totally mine. Tara, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing wonderful. Happy to be here with you guys.
Oh,
and you too, Scott.
Heath, I'm sorry, Heath.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Start without you there. What's going on?
I like to show up fashionably late on Monday evenings. Scott Fish is here. I thought you wanted to get his introduction taken care of. Need a little more space for that. So it's how you doing, Scott?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It's been too long.
Yeah.
I like that we're promoting stuff in our things. You got subscribed to FFT Dynasty, and I'm sitting down here with the fantasycares.org/FFT.
I like it.
Yes.
But you don't even have your name in there. So that's truly selfless of you. Whereas he has Heath in there.
I went on a different podcast a week or two ago, and I just didn't even think about it. I was just in a guest spot, which I don't do very many of those in season anyways. Didn't even think about it and left my name exactly the same. And I thought, I don't know if I should have subscribed to my podcast when I'm on somebody else's podcast on the screen. It seems kind of rude, but I just went with it.
At least it didn't say unsubscribe to this podcast and unsubscribe to mine.
Only
subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, what do you guys think? Chase or Ridley tonight? That was the first question I saw. Chase or Ridley?
Chase for me is the safest one, in my opinion.
I mean, it's gotta be Chase tonight, right, Scott?
I think so. It's a lot closer than it ever should have been. But yeah, I think it is Chase tonight.
Why is it Chase tonight? Well, because we are giving away. Well, I'm going to let Scott tell you so I don't screw this up. Scott, what are we giving away to a generous person tonight?
Oh, I see you were doing a segue, and I didn't even catch on that you were doing a segue.
I was doing a segue, yes.
I'm sitting here going, the Jags have allowed like the 8th highest PPR points per game since week 7. I'm trying to dig into my mental stats on Jamar Chase, and this is what you're doing. All right. We are going to be giving away one Jamar Chase jersey to a listener of this show. If you're in the chat, if you're watching right now, go to fantasycares.org/FFT. And if you donate tonight, during this show, you'll be entered into a drawing for a signed Jamar Chase jersey. We also do have a promotion where we're giving away a signed jersey every day for the month. So you'll see that on there too. But a donation tonight, and you can get in on that signed Jamar Chase jersey.
That's so cool. Signed Jamar Chase jersey. Unfortunately, the answer to this question, Matt, is no. We are not giving away PPR fantasy points, but we are giving away something much better. And for Fantasy Cares, which is just an incredible organization, it raises a lot of money through the Scott Fish Bowl, which we'll see. Tara, are you going to be advancing in the Scott Fish Bowl?
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about how we're doing in the Scott Fish Bowl.
I am. Yeah, I won't brag about it. We're advancing. It's a good year.
All right, I have a good chance to do that tonight. I have 3 players left, and I have a good chance. All right, so let's answer some questions here. So we have Travis Etienne active. I'm actually not really seeing that many questions right now, so we can talk about whatever we want. You want to talk about the waiver wire guys? I mean, it looks like Tajay Spears is not going to be that guy because Derrick Henry's not in the concussion protocol apparently. But I mean,
he's not. I thought he went out for the concussion.
He did, but he's not in the concussion protocol. Who's he? Oh, Zeke. Yeah, it's Zeke. It's Zeke week, baby.
Yeah.
Tara, you sound so excited.
Yeah, he was my number 1 waiver wire ad of the week, and like if he's available in your league, absolutely. Crazy, but yes, it is Zeke's time again.
Yeah, one thing Mike Tomlin said, and the Steelers got run over a little bit by James Conner. He said they lost Landon Roberts, so that's the third communicator that they've lost this season, and he might not play this week. I don't think he will play this week. So they're super thin at linebacker. It was hurting their communication during the game. So that's I think I forget Cole Holcomb. Roberts is the third. I forget the other one they lost, but they're very depleted there at a very important position, like the quarterback of their defense, basically. And it showed against Arizona. Now, obviously, they have some time to prepare for New England, but Zeke got so many touches. What do you have? 4 catches in that game. So he'll be an interesting play, and we'll see if he crack. Like, is he going to crack the top 20?
I have actually already done my first run of projections for that game. And it looks like he absolutely will be right in the top 20 discussion, right in that 13 to 14 point range in terms of projected PPR fantasy points for this week for me.
Now, are we going to start Ezekiel Elliott over Austin Eckler and or Breece Hall?
No, Austin Eckler's playing the Broncos.
Yeah, I know. But boy, the Broncos are like, oh, we're playing Austin Eckler. All right, we'll read some questions.
And Zach Wilson's back to fix the Jets offense, right?
We don't know he's back.
Well,
he doesn't want it back, apparently.
No, I think they came out and said that he did.
Okay.
He wants to play. Robert Saleh said that.
Should I play Deontay Johnson over Adam Thielen next week?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I hate playing Thursday night wide receivers, but man, the new coaching staff did not seem to target Adam Thielen the way that Frank Reich was early in the season.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Okay, yeah. Only Tara, apparently. Would I be crazy to start Jordan Love against the Giants over Justin Herbert against the Broncos?
That is directed to me because I'm the Jordan Love truther. I think I've done like 5 Jordan Love posts over the past, no, it's a great matchup. New York Giants, not crazy at all. Not crazy at all. And Denver's a terrible matchup. I would do it. Yeah.
And Herbert's been hit and miss a lot this year. Maybe Surtain follows Keenan Allen around the field. I get it.
Yeah. I brought this up on Beyond the Box Score today. Oh, by the way, I have another surprise for tonight. Heath, did I talk about pumpkin pie with you?
There's actually a tweet in your thread of terrible tweets, Thomas, if you want to put that in the show notes, just so people can find that, that both pumpkin and pecan pie are terrible.
Right. So I say that about pumpkin pie, and I don't think I've ever had pumpkin pie, but I hate it. So tonight I do have some pumpkin pie with me, and I thought maybe I would try it.
Did you put Cool Whip on it?
No, I didn't put Cool Whip on it.
Tell me this is please from Thanksgiving leftovers. Like you're still eating Thanksgiving leftovers.
No, my wife was very upset because nobody brought a pumpkin pie to Thanksgiving, so she is making up for it. She bought one today from Whole Foods. So I could get some whipped cream. I could put that on. It's not Cool Whip, but it's whipped cream. But I think that's cheating. Like if you need to put Cool Whip on something to make it good, then it's not good. So I'm going to try the pumpkin pie without it, and we'll see if we like it or not. But I was bringing up, I got an interesting question today. It was, should I drop? The guy had CJ Stroud and Justin Herbert and wanted to know if he should drop one of them for Josh Dobbs. And I know Dobbs isn't even the starter officially, but remember how good he was? Now he's getting Justin Jefferson. I hate Herbert's schedule. Is it really crazy to do that?
I will tell you up here, the talk, if I were to put percentages on it, is that 47% Mullins is going to be the starter, 38% Dobbs, and 15% Hall. Like the vibe up here based on KOC's pressers is very Mullins heavy. So I would not risk that at all.
Would you say though, Scott, that the Vikings are still mulling it over?
Wow, that's beautiful. I think yes, they are. I don't think anyone truly knows, to be honest. In fact, KOC said one of the things that's going to matter is how well they time and fit with JJ in practices for who's the starter.
Okay, that's good insight. Thank you. And I'm just going to assume that it added up to 100%. I can't do that math.
47 and 38 and 15. I think so.
Yeah.
It was ballpark top of head. So.
It sounded right. I mean, 7 and 8 equals a 5, so I think you're right.
How's the pumpkin pie, Adam?
I don't like it. I'm probably going to finish it, but I don't like it.
Too spicy?
Would you drop Dearness Johnson to grab the Ravens DST?
Are you starting to? Is that guy starting Dearness tonight? I think Dearness is a good flex play tonight. Dearness goes to Cincinnati. I love that.
But I think what he said, but I don't know how he could. So he wants to pick up Baltimore, who somebody dropped on their bye, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he doesn't need to
stuff.
start Dearness. So he wants to know if he can drop Dearness before the game and pick up that defense before everybody gets a chance at him on the waiver wire.
Sure.
It's smart. It's really smart as long as Travis Etienne doesn't have a season-ending injury tonight.
Yeah, and he's already coming in with the chest injury. I know he's active, but yeah, it's smart. This is the type of year where I love soaking up backup running backs just in case anyway. But
I would rather have the Ravens. I would take the
what
risk.
defense does he have, though? Like, can't he drop? Oh, I suppose he probably started the one he has.
Right.
Then you'd be fighting for people on waivers.
Adam thinks that is true. It's true. It is spicy. I mean, was there a controversy here? Would you pick up Ty Chandler, Roshan Johnson, or Dearness?
Roshan.
My preference is Roshan.
Roshan had the best game of those three. Ty Chandler saw everything go down last week.
My God, I'm worried that you guys are going to see something come up if I keep eating this.
Oh, you don't have to eat the whole thing, man.
No, it's really okay. We're not enjoying watching you eat it.
I didn't know he was still eating.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I do, and this hasn't happened in a long time. When we used to do morning shows, somebody would be eating breakfast right before the show, and it would just make me so angry.
Why?
I don't even have that thing. My wife has it, whatever it's called, when like you hear people chewing from across the room and it bothers you. There's some type of, and I don't really have that except for when we're getting ready for podcasts, and I have like in my ear. And then the person eating really bugs me. But you've done a pretty good job eating that pie quietly. So
you're not going to hear anything. I'm a professional. Not my first pie. Who are we sitting out of these in this group? Which two are we sitting? I think Nico is the easy sit, believe it or not. Against the Jets. Maybe not.
Yeah, we don't.
That's really hard.
Jacobs and Montgomery. And I think
Montgomery Montgomery and Waddle.
The non-PPR really pulls those wide receivers down for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm tempted to just start the running backs, but
you could. And I think Lindsay nailed it. I believe it is misophonia, and so is your disorder.
Any updates on Darren Waller or Josh Palmer?
I don't have any, but Giants man.
So, well, I have more of an update on Palmer. The last thing I heard was Brandon Staley saying he's not necessarily out for the season, basically. So you might get him back. Waller, I think Waller has a chance to play this upcoming week, although I am not. Don't quote me on that.
They have not officially opened the window yet, have they? Or have they?
Not that I'm aware of.
Mm-mm.
I still think
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
he's eligible, but I don't think he was planning to come off when eligible.
Is this a hot take? I don't think that I would probably rank him top 12 this week if he was back.
No, I wouldn't either. No way.
Okay.
But I don't know. I also don't know who they're going with at quarterback. I assume they're going to stick with DeVito, but Tyrod Taylor's coming back.
Scott, what is the percentage chance of Giants starting quarterback this week?
That's a question for Adam. Come on, I got the Vikings insiders up here. I don't have the Giants insiders.
The New York Post says the Giants are likely set for a real quarterback controversy. So this might be relevant for those of you in two quarterback leagues. If you're totally desperate, take a look at Tyrod Taylor. He might end up being the quarterback.
It's a big game
for one team.
No, you got the Packers coming in on Monday Night Football. You win that game, you'll be a game back of the 7th seed.
Is that true?
Yes.
That's pathetic. Is Kelce done? This is to me the biggest overreaction in fantasy right now. People killing Travis Kelce. He is still the number 1 tight end per game in fantasy. Like, I don't know. He is averaging more points per game than he did in 2019 and 2021. I don't understand why people are so upset. Like, he's not scoring 100. He's not getting 100 yards and a touchdown every week. Like, he's the best tight end in fantasy.
He gets Buffalo next week. Doesn't he get like 100 plus in a score every time he plays Buffalo? Something like that.
When he had a good quarterback.
I think the reason for the Kelce thing is because of the way it's been structured. He had in week 6, 124 yards and 21 fantasy points. He had in week 7, 179 yards and 35 fantasy points. And he hasn't got to 20 since.
Yeah. These are Kelce's last 5 versus Buffalo. 108 yards, 96 in a score, 57 in a score, 118 in 2 scores, 65 in 2 scores.
Yeah. Mixon or Kirk, full PPR?
Kirk.
Yep.
Yeah. I like when Adam says Tyrod like it's not supposed to sound like Tyrod. So I said Tyrod. I actually don't know how it's supposed to be. This one I always forget.
It's one of the both. It's like Kamara.
Yeah.
It's a both.
Scott Fish, the kindest guru in fantasy. Yes, and if you're just joining us, take a look at his name there. Go to fantasycares.org/FFT. Someone who donates tonight is getting a signed Jamar Chase jersey. And it's signed by Jamar Chase. It's not just signed by some random person.
It is.
On the jersey. It's a Jamar Chase signature. See? So donate to this amazing cause to Fantasy Cares and tell them what their donation is going to, Scott.
Yeah, every year we do toy shopping trips around the country. We're a national corporate sponsor of Toys for Tots. This year we're doing over 20 different toy shopping trips in different cities and states for over $120,000 worth of toys we're going to buy. I'm going to do one up here in Minneapolis in a couple weeks. You haven't done yours yet, have you, Heath?
I'm going on Saturday, so looking forward to it. I think this will be my 6th or 7th year. And I just absolutely not just one of my favorite days of the year, but my wife, my parents come with us. My kids even want to hang out with me for a little bit of time. Like it's really a fun event. We usually take 1 or 2 couples from around the area that we know. It's a lot of fun.
Well, we appreciate both of you doing that. And for all of you.
Adam, did I tell you Nando wants to go shopping in New York with you for it?
He always does. He's just been for like 5 years. He says that every year. It never happens.
Why do you keep saying no?
I never say no. He says it 2 months in advance. He never follows up. It's his fault. Purdy against the Seahawks, who just did a great job against him, or Tua against the Titans in week 14?
Tua.
I have them back to back. Right now I've got Tua half point better.
Okay.
We agree that Purdy's the MVP front runner now, right?
That's what Vegas.
Not that he shouldn't be, but he is.
I don't know about the front runner. I think he's up there. I think they're all pretty close at the top there. But he's
the odds on favorite. Yeah. It's weird. I feel like I would still go with Jalen Hurts, but it's kind of a hard argument to make right now. Does anybody else feel like Jalen Hurts is playing on one leg? Does anyone feel that way? Like, I know he got hurt.
You don't get credit for playing through an injury for the MVP.
That's a different conversation.
True.
He doesn't really look like super explosive when he's scrambling to me. And he doesn't really look like he wants to scramble either. I don't know.
Has he ever really been a high yards per carry guy?
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah,
I would think you would.
Yeah, I don't do yards per carry for quarterbacks.
He might also be being cautious because remember the end of last year, he suffered that injury and it kind of threw everything.
Adam can tell you if sorry. I overstepped Tara there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was it. The injury last year at the end of the season. So maybe he's trying to be more cautious and mitigate not having the same thing happen.
Yeah.
I was going to say
you're right about this. Go ahead, Scott.
I was gonna say Adam will tell you that Hurts leads the league in yards per carry if you take away 1 yard runs between weeks 3 through 7 or something like that.
I would take out the tush pushes. That's what I would do for the.
You would almost have to though, right? Like if you want his real.
Unfair. What was I right about, Heath? I don't mind hearing this.
You were right. 3.6 yards per carry this year, 4.6 last year, 5.6 the 2 years before that. I do feel like they just continue to do the tush push more and more because they know that they've got like 7 more games to use it, and then they never get to use it again because it'll be illegal again, like it should be.
Should be legal or illegal?
100% illegal. You can't push someone backwards and have those yards count. You shouldn't be able to push someone forwards.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's not a bad call.
I think it used to be illegal, and then they changed it to you can't pull someone forward. You can only push them forward.
Right. It did used to be illegal, so it's not like.
I don't feel great about this here, Blake. I'm sorry.
I honestly, I believe you can have things that you just don't have a strong take on. The tush push is one for me. If it got banned, I'd be like, okay. If it doesn't, okay. Like it's.
I agree. Yeah.
People get up in arms on it. I just, whatever they choose. All right, let's go with it.
I'm going to say plus 400, Blake.
Plus 400. Okay. I give him a little more quick, plus 250 on that. What I'll tell you, the thing I still am up in arms about Florida State. Just really feel bad for them somehow. Yeah.
It's complete and utter garbage.
Do you guys remember?
I concur.
Travis Sham mockery commercial.
Yep. FSU
not being in the playoff is a Travis Sham mockery. Thank you for.
I think the annoying thing is it like goes against the precedents they had set with how they do that in the past.
Yeah, it's annoying. Can we trust Chuba Hubbard, Tara, in our lineups rest of season?
Yeah, I think we can. I mean, he's going to be matchup dependent because, again, they've in bad matchups, they've not done particularly well any running back. But I think he's the clear lead back there. I think Miles Sanders officially lost the job, and there's no turning back.
Okay. And the tush push. Let's see. This one seems more realistic. I need 18.5 from Chase and ETN or Dearness Johnson. Should I play Johnson?
No.
Yeah. Is DK Metcalf a wide receiver 1 rest of season?
I don't think it's an outlier. That their schedule is so pass friendly.
Except this week.
I want their fantasy playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, he's been getting a lot of targets lately. Finally put it together.
I think he's a wide receiver 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a high-end wide receiver 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't want San Francisco matchup. That's true. Yeah, it's after that I like them.
Jackson, Murray, Lawrence, or Josh Dobbs rest of season?
It's always Lamar for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Lamar, and the next 2 you can flip whichever way. Dobbs, I got to know that he's going to be the starter first. I worry that we're going to see 1 or 2 Mullins games, then a move back to Dobbs, then our season's done, and they see what they got in Hall. Wow. I think it's going to be a mess.
Please put me at ease. I'm up 0.1 points. I have Ingram. He has Higgins. If I win, I'm in the playoffs. If I lose, I'm out. Wow, this is exciting. This is great fantasy football right here.
I got you minus 120.
Yeah.
I have one like him. I have I'm going to check what it is while we're on here. I'm up by 0.08 against the guy, and we each have 1 player tonight.
All right, who? I'm
looking. I have Ridley, he has ETN, and I'm up by 0.08.
Oh boy, that is wild.
Yeah. We are competing for a potential playoff spot.
What's the scoring?
It's very basic PPR. This is my home league that's been around for its 32nd season. So it's very basic.
I'm gonna put him in at plus 110. I like the ETN side a little better today.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
I'd probably go plus 130.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Is Jordan Love a set it and forget it quarterback rest of season?
No.
There's one bad matchup against Carolina. I would absolutely not start him in that game. And outside of that, yes.
Let's see. KC, Giants, Bucks, Carolina, Minnesota. Yeah. There's a lot of good starts in there.
I clearly know too much about Jordan Love and the Packers schedule. I'm sorry.
He looks so good. If he doesn't have Christian Watson, I think that hurts.
I mean, yeah, he looked as good against the Chiefs as Zach Wilson did. So I'm joking, of course. I like Love a lot more, and that team is young and growing, and as the season goes on, they're just growing more and more together, and they're getting Jaden Reed more involved. He's clearly their best wide receiver, in my opinion. So the more they get him involved, the more it tells me they really know what they're trying to do with that offense.
I'm telling you guys, I don't think the Giants are going to be a great matchup. Monday Night Football are coming off of a bye. Dable's going to have them coached up. Wink's going to be throwing all kinds of blitzes.
Truthfully, the Giants have not really had a bad defense this year, except against the elite offenses. But I think they could give Love a game. But I think the Chiefs were a very tough matchup, and he just played beautifully against them. And AJ Dillon can't score a touchdown. I mean, man, that guy he's never scores. Okay, what was I going to say? Damn, I had something. I'm sorry.
Well, while you're thinking of it, I'm just going to mention again, fantasycares.org/FFT. Jump in there. A $5 donation gets you in on the drawing tonight. A $30 donation gets you in on the drawing tonight, and a drawing every single day until Christmas. We're giving a jersey away every day until Christmas. So you throw in $30 donation, you're in 25 more drawings. Or 22, whatever it is. So that's a lot of chances to win fun random jerseys.
Scott Fish is greater than fish and chips. Hot take. Agreed.
I do love fish and chips,
man.
but I agree. I love Scott Fish more.
Look at this. Adam with another stupid comment. Love needs Jordan Watson. Yeah. I don't know who Jordan Watson is, but I would love to know so I can make more stupid comments. Please tell me. No, he does need I don't know that he needs Christian Watson, but I think it hurts to not have Christian Watson. It's not nothing here.
I mean, we've seen a lot of them without Christian Watson, really, haven't we?
He put up some big games. He did it in a way that nobody was really buying. He's just throwing a lot of touchdowns. But I'm sorry, Christian Watson's playing great right now. You can't tell me that taking him away doesn't matter. Or can you?
I thought he was just saying that you accidentally said Jordan Watson earlier when you meant Christian Watson.
Oh, is that what? Okay, then I did make a stupid comment.
I don't know if that's the case, but that's just the way I read that comment.
Yeah, apparently, Adam Luke or Leduc does not like me. Let's see. Heath, what are you thinking about Barkley against Green Bay?
I think that you're probably going to start him. I like him. I'm gonna even assuming Derrick Henry's okay. I'm gonna like Barkley more than Derrick Henry. I'm gonna like Barkley probably more than Josh Jacobs. Definitely more than Joe Mixon. He's gonna rank as a top 15 or 20 running back for me, maybe 15.
Okay. You guys could also feel free to opine there, but we'll go to another question here. Actually,
I just take that as complete and total agreement. No one had anything else to add.
Yep.
Yes.
Start two of these three: Olave, Devontae, and Devontae.
Devontae.
I need to get my week 14 schedule back up.
Yeah, that's Scott.
New Orleans plays Carolina.
Just refuse, Scott. Say, you guys, I told you I don't know on Monday night who I'm going to start the following week.
It is true. I start my next week's prep on Tuesday mornings. So
I have projected 30 teams today or 28 teams today, but I've not gotten getting from that point to the rankings. Heck, a lot of times Adam asks me on Wednesday and I don't even know where I have somebody ranked yet.
Would you drop Evan Ingram for Dalton Kincaid?
Probably. Knox is coming back though. I wonder if they go back to 12 personnel.
Yeah,
that's the worry.
I don't know.
Well, I like David's idea. David sent his Fantasy Cares receipt number in the chat, and then he gets his question answered.
Would you sit Pollard against the Eagles for Jaylen Warren or Josh Downs?
I
wouldn't.
Warren's going to be close.
Yeah.
Warren's going to be really close.
I don't even know who Pittsburgh plays right now. New England. Oh, right.
Pittsburgh
New England
plays on
Thursday.
Thursday night. Yeah, New England. In the lowest over-under game total since what, like 2008 or something ridiculous like that.
Is it down to 30 yet? I want to get it in the 20s.
Is that right? I mean,
Yeah.
you remember
It's so bad.
the Browns Saints game last year and that terrible weather? I thought that got down to some ridiculously low.
It did. I think it was like 32 if I remember right.
Oh,
And the
wow.
stat I might have heard might have been the lowest opening number too. I'm not. Yeah.
Wow. All right. I was going to say about the Eagles, they are pretty beat up at linebacker, so that could hurt their run defense a little bit. We may have been seeing that actually.
Did you see the Cowboys? I think the Cowboys are 2.5 or 3.5 point favorites in that game.
Wow. I think I would take the Eagles there.
I don't know. No, I wouldn't.
Everything was working against the Eagles. Oh, again, they have to face a team, though, with a long week. Right? The Eagles were facing the 49ers coming off a Thursday game, and the Eagles had just played 92 snaps, and they were kind of injured. They're still kind of injured, and they're facing a team coming off a long week, so maybe I'm tucking myself out of that. Panic on Austin Eckler, guys.
It's an 8.
It's not a bowel loosening level of existential dread type fear, but a little bit of panic. A lot of his runs have looked slow. We watched him drop a couple balls in this one, and that's normally his game. So there's a little concern, but I think he'll be fine. He gets enough volume, and he either usually gets enough volume running, or the pass catches help boost him, or he scores. Like one of those three usually help boost him up. So I'm not too scared, but yeah, he's had some rough ones.
I was gonna say he's already lost me 4 weeks in a row. I don't have much to panic about anymore. It's over.
He's had a lot of sub 60 yards.
3 weeks.
Oh,
Well, that's the funny thing, right? He's got 3 crap games in a row. Before that, he had 3 games in a row with more than 20 fantasy points. See a
Right.
different player?
mhm.
You know, and his schedule, we talked about him this afternoon, so I'm kind of fresh on this. He's got his last 4 opponents of the fantasy season. They're all bottom 10 in yards per carry allowed, and they're all bottom 10 in receiving yards per game allowed to running backs. So I don't really know if it matters, because I feel like in this bad stretch, he's done poorly against good matchups, or maybe one. But he does have great matchups. His last 2 games were Baltimore and New England. Like, that's not easy. The other thing I throw in there that I mentioned today is that the Chargers, according to PFF, they have the lowest run blocking grade in the NFL, and you can see that. I mean, I went back and watched his carries, and a lot of times he just doesn't have a chance. There's just no chance. They're getting owned up front. I don't think they will, though, by the Broncos necessarily. Rest of season, PPR, Gibbs or Montgomery?
Montgomery.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Montgomery, but that's really close. I like, we even saw Gibbs get it right up to the 4, and Monty ran it in again this week. And even the other week when Gibbs got his, he said, "Yeah, Monty gave me that one." Like,
Monty might give him another one.
He's so kind.
The only hope right now for Gibbs is the kindness of David Montgomery. If he's ever heard our show, that he's not doing me any favors. I
Yeah.
promise you that. Do you have to talk about Mahomes?
yeah. I by the way, did you tweet that from the CBS account earlier today, comparing Mahomes and Tommy DeVito?
No,
Was that you?
No,
Did you see the tweet?
no, I have no idea.
Oh, JB Eisenberg was thinking that you tweeted it because
No.
it had a bunch of Mahomes and Tommy DeVito stats that
Oh.
matched up. Put it
No,
at
that was
people.
not me. If that would be like a Heath thing, but I don't. It was. Let me check this out. I gotta see if I can display it here. That's funny.
While
Yeah,
you're doing that, the chat has had a bunch of mentions of shout outs to Paul Charchian and my Fantasy Football Weekly. He's my Fantasy Football Weekly co-host. That show's been on the air for 30 years now. Very, very cool to see some Fantasy Football Weekly people in the chat. That's awesome. Thanks for the shout outs for Charge. I'll let him know you said hi.
What do you think, Heath? Go ahead.
About Mahomes?
Yeah.
It's super frustrating, but it's not that much different than Ekler in that I don't know what you're gonna do about it. Like, you're gonna sit Austin Ekler? You're gonna sit Patrick Mahomes? I'm probably
This is a
not.
good point. Yeah, we're probably not
Um,
benching either of those guys as much as we're worried.
And it is like 5 out of 6 or whatever you want to say, But the game right before that stretch, he threw for 424 yards and 4 touchdowns. And I think he's been a little. What's that?
No, I mean, last night was bad, but the 2 games before that, you had the MVS drop, should have been a touchdown, and you had the Pacheco touchdown catch that was ruled down at the 1 foolishly. So,
and he's been really unlucky in terms of rushing touchdowns. Like he's running for almost 30 yards a game, and he hasn't gotten to the end zone once on the ground yet either.
Obviously, we'd prefer to veto, but we'll probably start most. I do think you could sit Ekler though. You know, there's
against the Broncos.
Well, I think in general, when you're talking about Zach Moss, Rashad White, Kyron Williams, it's been this amazing 0 RB year. So you could have contenders that have running backs who are just better than Ekler. I don't think that's so unrealistic at this point. He's not what he used to be. He's not a. I think at least I'm asking a question at this time, whereas the previous 3 or 4 years it wasn't even a question.
Right. Fair.
Yeah.
All right. So like Ekler or ETN next week. ETN has what, the Browns next week? I think so.
Yeah.
He does.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
We're like this is a bridge. Like I'm drawing the line in the sand. Okay. It's one thing to ask week 14 questions on Monday night. To ask week 14 questions about a player who's getting ready to play in the next 20 minutes.
Wait, let me show you our last 4 questions. Ekler or ETN. Ekler or ETN. Last 5 questions. Yes, thank you for spamming. You can stop. Thank you. Would you drop Mixon for Keaton Mitchell?
I would not.
I don't think so.
No, I would not either. I may not have them ranked all that far apart next week, but I would not drop Mixon for Keaton Mitchell.
Okay. All right, last question here. What does Scott think about the Minnesota running backs rest of season?
The second part, it probably does. It can't hurt, and also just a better player being in the lineup. You know, a rising tide raises all boats. But KOC has been very clear, and it seems like it's played that way on the field. Chandler is not going to outright take this job. He says a lot of things like Chandler has to be more consistent. He has to work better in this area, He says he loves Chandler, but he also can't have him on the field all the time. He says he likes the different things each back can do. It's going to be a complete split for the rest of the season.
I have a request, Adam. Next time we have Scott on the show, I can't believe I didn't think of this beforehand, but we need to have like a Vikings fan off between Scott and Thomas. We can come up with some old school Vikings trivia maybe that we could ask. Maybe you guys could do the song and see who can do that better.
Well,
but yeah,
he never even Schaefer never gives us any of this insider information. Schaefer, come on.
Oh, he does too. He tells me all the time. We do it the 10 minutes before you show up when we're getting ready for the podcast.
All I get are private chat messages.
Vikings honor the name. Oh, sorry.
About how great Josh Dobbs is all the time. That's not true.
What? Azer loves just making things up and shedding me in bad light because I'm not on the podcast, and I just sit in the back and I just take it like a good guy. But like, Azer, you love that. Admit it.
I truly thought that you loved Ace Ventura too. I thought that was your thing.
No.
Someone on the staff loves Ace Ventura too, and I thought it was you because you love Home Alone too. So I just figured you like bad sequels.
By the way, Thomas wins the fan off for the night because he's wearing purple.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
I love this.
I will say I hope Dobbs wins it though. Like I hope KOC figures out a way to use that mobility and let him have a chance with JJ. It's just we get the vibe up here. It's going to be Mullins, but I hope it stops for fantasy anyway.
All right. So my final question, and maybe we could do a YouTube poll on this, is what game should I watch tonight? Should I watch the Jaguars Bengals or should I go watch the wild card Vikings playoff game from last year? I don't remember who they played, but I'll just try to figure it out. All right, everybody, have a great night. What? Oh, what? What?
No, it was just the Vikings Giants game.
Oh yeah, no, Heath was going to say something there.
No, I was going to tell you. I mean, you might not have known this, but the quarterfinals for the NBA tournament are tonight. So you should watch that.
I'll watch tomorrow when the Knicks are playing.
Oh, are they in it?
Yeah, I'm playing the Bucks. Of course. What a prize. They get to lose another game and get hurt in the standings. By the way, thank you for any of you who donated. Do you know how many donations we got, Scott?
I can check pretty quickly.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah.
You still have time. fantasycares.org/FFT. You can get yourself a Jamar Chase signed jersey.
Looks like about 20, but a good,
Holy
a good
cow.
amount. Yeah.
That's great.
Great odds, you guys.
That's great. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate you. And we'll talk to you tomorrow with the waiver wire on Fantasy Football Today.